Yeah, kuna bus stop zenye zinakaa hivi. So unaona hii ni kama yenye. If you question the story of Noah, you'll see how ridiculous it is. It's an incredible story, Noah and the ark, but it's ridiculous. Just like all these movies, superhero movies, and all of this. If you really question it, you see how ridiculous it is. They're ridiculous. It's great entertainment, but ridiculous. Like, it has a message, no doubt. But it's ridiculous, just like a lot of fairy tales. So, Noah, they say 19 cubic meters or whatever the ark, the size of the ark. But meters were not invented until later on. And then even feet and inches and whatever. I feel like it was invented much later on. So, how did they know the size of it? Then two of every animal, but they don't question or mention kangaroos or koalas or any of this. But anyway, the main animals, let's say. So an ark full of animals and his family. Then you gotta have the food for however long it is, 40 days, 40 nights. You have to have that food. It has to grow somehow. And, after some time being together for so long, so many things can happen. So that is not talked about, but the focus is on the event. So let's look at the event. After that period, then they get out of the ark. Okay? But then now they have to spread out. Yeah. Yeah.
Noah. Noah. Yeah, what's going on? I want you to build me a boat.
Yeah.
What's a boat?
But because we know people, we imagine it's a person, So it's like a rhino maybe thinks God is like a rhino. Or like if an elephant probably thinks God is an elephant, So it is true. God is everything, If you look at it. So we imagine somebody and then the idea became so much bigger in our mind than the reality. Like if you look at it, like maybe he was just paying attention to life and life was telling him what the right thing to do is,
Well, it's not, it's not, and this is where it just hits me.
Yeah.
For the people that do all wrong, they're the ones that should be punished.
Yeah.
And I mean doing wrong like pedophilia, murderers, fucking rapists, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
They're the ones that should have no existence left.
Mm-hmm.
And their time of life that they would have had before they made that wrong decision should be put into the good people, right? People that do the right thing.
But if you think about it, those people.
Why is he killing kids? Why do you give kids diseases? Why would you do that?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, the people who are raping and doing these other things is because they're already feeling like that. They're in hell, so they're trying to look for some pleasure, So they're trying to feel like a little bit good. Pleasure is like you want like some good feeling.
Taking someone's life can't make you feel good, sure.
No, but it's because you're like feeling bad. That's why you're doing it. So you're already going through hell. So that's why you do like fucked up shit. But
what you stab me for? Jesus, I didn't get it. You got problems? Go see a shrink.
I know. But
or talk to God. You know, go to church, fucking.
Yeah. There's like some guy out there, you know. It's like,
I believe in God.
Yeah, the imagination just says this is some guy.
Do nothing for the rest of your life but love one person.
Yeah. And it's just, you have to realize it for yourself, because somebody can tell you all these things, but unless you question it, you will never really know. Like somebody tells you a story, you can just imagine it, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's how it was, you know? Yeah. Like when I read about Noah's Ark from kid, there used to be a picture book, you know? And that's how I imagine it was actually like that. It was so colorful with fruits and this, you know?
Yeah.
Because you see the picture. Yeah. Like you see the picture and it's like...
Yes, it is. See, there's no cars, there's no traffic.
Yep.
No tall buildings, people put themselves out. It's just trees.
Yeah.
Where's the weed, man? Where's the weed? I know that's been around for a long fucking time.
Man, I
They've got
imagine
manuscripts of marijuana. Didn't I send that to you, Ted?
No.
They got manuscripts.
Like 1,000 years ago?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit's been around. It was at its highest purpose. Now they're just starting to get towards the same potency of what it was.
Yeah.
Thousands of years ago.
But how can they know? Like unless they...
No, they found the shit, dug it up.
No.
It was preserved.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the instruments they had back then, maybe they were not as sharp as they are now, you know? So if they measured something like about how strong it was, like it will not be as refined, you know? It will be like just an estimate, you know?
Oh, different gene now.
Yeah,
Really?
like I taste some sugar, I say, oh, it's sweet.
Yeah.
But if I ate sugar like 2,000 years ago, how do I know the taste of the sugar?
It would be a lot sweeter.
Yeah.
More intense.
It could have been like, you know, but you don't know, like, unless we tried it.
Purified.
Yeah. More pure.
Sugar.
More natural.
Yeah, that's right.
Natural is more pure.
Fruit.
Yeah. So it's like...
But now you're saying to us on the fucking TV and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, fucking eating fucking watermelons and all these good fruits. If you eat them for fucking years, you can't eat them as much anymore because they're too full of sugar.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But it's a different type of sugar.
That's
I think
right.
they've figured it out. There's
it's
like...
fructose, not lactose.
Yeah, like there's sucrose and there's...
Well, actually, yeah, it's sucrose.
Yeah.
But the reason why you... Whoa, that was a beauty.
For sure.
Right there.
I know, hey. Putting on a show. Yeah, God is putting on a show. It's like smile, you know. But our imagination has got so crazy now because of all the TV and like all the images, you know. Because you can watch a Spider-Man movie and you imagine this made-up place and it feels so real, like Gotham City or like whatever, like, you know, Green Lantern or whatever, space. You know, you watch Star Wars and it actually feels like this is like, you know, it becomes like your imagination. So when we imagine aliens...
That's the thing with TV, since it's been invented.
Yeah.
It tells you how to do.
Yeah, we give it so much power.
Of course.
Our imagination is...
You know why? Because we do as tunnel.
Yeah, but we know
The government's got us trained.
That's it. We know it's made up, but we give it so much attention, you know. We're making it up. Oh, good. So it's like so obvious that the things we watch becomes our memory. And this is what we call thinking, but we think it's so important. But if you look at life, it has a certain intelligence, how things are working. So if you pay attention to life, it becomes more heavenly. You know, people who do bad things are going through hell. So they're already suffering. So it's hell for them. But if you pay more attention, you know how life works, you know. Jesus was not a good person. He was wonderful, but he was not good. Especially if you go by Christianity, the idea of Christianity. Just like the idea of God. God as an idea is so ugly because in the stories of the Old Testament, it said people talk to God. Now, if you think of God as that idea, because we say talking, people will imagine it's a person. If it was a rhino or an elephant, it might imagine that God is a rhino or an elephant. Because we are humans, we imagine him being a human. And because we think he's wise, we make him an old man with a beard, with a white beard, and white. Because it's a white idea. It's a white people idea. Nothing wrong with it, but white people came up with it. However you want to look at that, that's the idea of what they knew that time was that color or that complexion. So God is white. But if you really look at life, there is a higher intelligence which is making life happen. If you pay attention to anything in life, you'll see the intelligence of it. The life intelligence is incredible. So it makes more sense that God is the life intelligence. If you look at it like this, then it makes more sense. The best way to know life is to pay attention to life. The best way to know God is to know life. So, in that sense, if you know life, you will know what is right for life. If you know what is right for life, then naturally, life will happen wonderfully. Even now, it's happening wonderfully with such a high intelligence where our imagination cannot touch that level of intelligence. We cannot imagine how the body is working. We had to do some experiments with the tools that we have to have any idea of what is happening in the body. But if we just pay attention, we can know. So one way is through instruments, which creates an imagination. It's memory. You read something, you imagine it. Or maybe you watch a video of how a lung is supposed to look like, or a stomach is supposed to look like. Then you imagine. Going back, it's the idea of God. As an idea, God is an angry person. He brought the flood because people are not listening to him. And so many other ways in where he looks to be a discriminatory God because he didn't like the Egyptians. He helped the Jews pick the Jews over the Egyptians. But black people were slaves for 400 years. He didn't do anything. So it is not that God is angry. just that if you pay attention to life, you can use it to your advantage. So Aaron or Moses in the Old Testament, they used God to their advantage. They created or they did miracles, what we call miracles, like by parting the sea or turning stuff or sticks, canes into snakes, or bringing the plague. It's a level of intelligence that you use the life intelligence, you know. So, but if you just take God as an idea, then if you question that idea, he's a very mean and demanding God, angry, very petty. But if you look at it as a life intelligence, then you can see it for what it is. Somebody has mastery over something, like the idea of Jesus walking on the water. This is a higher intelligence. You know, you understand how water works, how your body works, so you're able to walk on the water. But this is what it comes back to, the idea of Jesus not being a good person, because he likes to show off and he will not listen to anyone. He will do whatever he wants. That's why he was crucified. They told him, stop talking the way you're talking. He was like, no. So he's not a good person. Life is not good, nor is it bad. It's just a certain intelligence. So the same thing with God. God is neither good nor bad. It's just an intelligence. It's a life intelligence. How can you judge life? So if you have this intelligence, then life is heavenly. Everything will feel heavenly because you are doing what is right for life. So life is happening easily, at ease, pleasantly. Pleasant ease. So even the word pleasant has ease in it. So when something is pleasant, it means there is not much resistance in it. So in that sense, you can say life is good, but it's just a certain ease. It's happening with ease, with grace. So the story of Noah, we have to question things. If you don't question things, what's the use of the intelligence that we are? It's not only Christianity, so-called modern society as well. Even if you call yourself an atheist, you're not questioning the way you're living. You are eating food that makes you sick. You are spending according to society's expectations or the marketing, the commercialization. You're a slave to labor, the system of labor or capitalism. You are living as an impression to society, not as a being. You don't know how to be. Whether you call yourself atheist or Christian, it makes no difference. You have not paid attention to life, so you don't know how it works. Your very nature, which is life, you don't know how it works. So it's only happening accidentally. Then bitterness feels normal. Anxiety feels normal. hate feels normal. Anger feels normal. Because it's happening accidentally. You're a reaction. It feels normal to react because you have identified with ideas, with your imagination, with your memory, which we call karma. So you're holding your karma too tightly. You don't want to loosen up. Too serious of your ideas. So this is the tragedy of modern society, that we think we are bigger than life, our ideas, our imagination. But if you pay attention to anything in life, any nature, you will see even the smallest thing has so much intelligence beyond anything you can imagine. Then it's natural to be grateful, to be in reverence. Nature is God. God is nature. It's life. So if you pay attention to that intelligence, which we call nature, our own nature, and nature around us, we are in reverence. It's not a worship. It's a realization that there's something bigger than us, whether you call it God or nature or life or the intelligence or whatever, science. It's a higher intelligence. So the ignorance is what brings suffering, because we are ignorant to our own nature, to our own existence. We live in our imagination. Namaskaram.